Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's at Crypto Creep, #Tech Jack, from the Agents of Calamity podcast, which is coming back. It's not gone, it's just not here quite yet. I've had a lot of people ask me, they're always like, why don't you record a video and give your predictions and your thoughts on what's going to happen in these UFC events? Because I'm all about it. I don't watch football, I don't watch soccer, I don't watch any of that stuff. Overpaid. They overpaid. To me, there's only one real sport currently, and that's MMA. It's one-on-one. They're in the team crap. One man versus one man. You lock that cage, and only one can walk out. Only one can walk out, and that's what makes it great. That's what I would like. I'd also like to say, if you're a gambler, do not listen to what I say as gambling advice, because of the guesses I have had in the past, a lot of them are really, really bad, and you might be better off betting against what I think is going to happen versus what actually happens. Because if I say so and so is going to knock out the dude in the first, there's probably a good likelihood that the exact opposite will probably happen, and then you'll be like, damn it, crypto don't know what the hell he's talking about, blah, blah. Which would be true, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm completely a fan. I don't train BJJ, I don't fucking train boxing, I don't do any of that. I'm incredibly out of shape. I have no intention of getting into shape or becoming a shape other than the teardrop form or scarecrow wannabe invisible man that you see before you today. But with that being said, yeah, I think I might start doing these little prediction things before these events. Some of you, like I said, said I should, and I figured if someone's gonna watch it, I'd rather it be people that like the sport like me, and you can criticize me all you want. I got no feelings, no emotions, you can't hurt them. It's fine, you can talk all the crap you want below. Please subscribe to the Agents of Calamity channel. We're on our road to 200 subscribers. Ha ha ha, thanks a lot, guys. No, but if you could throw us a like, that helps us with the algorithm, and just subscribe. We hope to add a bunch of different kind of content, so you won't just get the podcast. You'll get stuff like this that you're seeing now, and maybe some other stuff in the future. I don't know. It'll all depend how well you guys hit the like button and interact. If it's even worth, our time or my time or whoever's thing it is. With that being said, I guess we should get to it. UFC 303. For those of you that don't know, UFC 303 is Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka 2. It's an upcoming mixed martial arts. It's an upcoming mixed martial arts event produced by the Ultimate Fighting Championship. That'll take place on June 29th, 2024 at the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada, part of Las Vegas metropolitan area, United States. Wow, I sounded like I had a second grade reading level. Thank God I'm recording this on a clock radio, so it all makes sense in the end. But let's see who we got. I'm basically just going to give you what I think's going to happen. Or what I want to happen, I should say. But before we even go into there, maybe we should talk about the fights that were scheduled. We were going to have Anthony Smith and Carlos Ulberg canceled. We were going to have Jamal Hill versus Carlos Ulberg canceled. And if you remember those two, I think Anthony Smith, I think originally it was Jamal Hill, supposed to be Carlos Ulberg, and then Jamal Hill got hurt. I think he pulled his ass cheeks, and wasn't able to fight. And then it was Anthony Smith stepped in because Anthony is the man. I think. Well, either that or he's the broke because he needs some cash bad. He was doing that shit. I liked him with Bisping. Believe You Me or something like that. It was interesting. So Anthony Smith stepped up to fight Carlos Ulberg, and Carlos Ulberg got hurt this time. So now I left the replacement without a guy to fight. I believe some Roman guy. Stepped in or something like that. Oh yeah, the original was Khalil Roundtree. Yeah, okay. Now that I'm thinking of it, Khalil Roundtree was supposed to fight Jamal Hill, and he got hurt. A lot of people get hurt. A lot of people, and as you know, this was supposed to be the return date for the notorious one himself, Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, the Irish superstar, the guy with endless amounts of fanboys, even though he hasn't won a fight in 4 years, 22-6, and you still are sucking him off like he's John Jones. I mean, I guess John Jones can't talk either. He's only fought once in the last 2 years, and he's holding out for old man Stipe Miocic. I shouldn't say old, he's 42, but everyone wants him to fight Tom Aspinall. But that's a whole other argument. But so we don't got Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler. And by the way, that makes me feel incredibly bad for Michael Chandler, who's been sitting out on the sideline for 2 years now, just for his chance at the red panty night with Conor McGregor. Which I understand is they probably make a lot of money. They probably make all that back, all that sit out time. But it makes like the first question would be, what makes you think Conor's gonna show up? Why would he show up? Tell me. He's fresh off the beat of the, I'm sure to be a Grammy nominated movie, the Roadhouse remake. You got to see his buttocks. He got shot in the buttocks. You can see his buttocks for a couple seconds, so there's some sex appeal for the ladies that think, 5'3" men are hot, or whatever you want to call that. But what incentive does Conor McGregor have to come back and fight anyone? Period. He's rich, he's a millionaire, he has yachts and shit. He never shuts up about it, so I hope he has them. That was supposed to be tonight, and poor Michael Chandler is now waiting again. And I seen at that one press, they asked Dana if he had any idea when that shit would be fixed, and Dana basically said he's not saying nothing. He's not commenting on anything until he knows. Post Malone, what do you think? Will we ever see Conor McGregor fight again? I really don't think so. I don't think he has any reason to fight, any incentive. Next, we go to Ian Machado Gary versus MVP Michael Venom Page. Ian Machado Gary riding 14-0 streak. Killed it, not too bad. Michael Page, I think this is his second fight in the UFC. He did fight under Bellator and a lot of other fighting brands. He's coming in with 22-2-0. You might remember him from he's that tall colored man who rolls the Pokeball sometimes when he wins, and he does the snake thing, like cha 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 cha. I can't do it, but he does that. I love watching him fight in Bellator, but a lot of people consider Bellator fighters like subpar compared to UFC fighters. And Ian Gary likes to remind Michael Page of that a lot, saying that he's younger, quicker, stronger, just all in all better. lot of people are calling Gary like a Conor McGregor ripoff, and I kind of see why. He does like the whole arm swagging thing to Vince McMahon. He does do that. He talks a lot. But the difference is, I don't think even Gary realizes that when McGregor talked, he made a lot of sense. And he talked like in pocket as to out of it. I think it was Jeff Neal during that one fight, like two UFCs ago or so. He was accused of like Jeff Neal beating his kids and shit, which turned out not to be true. It was just a figure of speech that Jeff used at a conference. And during the whole conference, Ian kept like interrupting people, asking him questions, said, "Don't talk to him, he's saying nothing except thinking about what he did, blah, blah, blah." And it was so annoying and pompous and arrogant, because it's like, who are you to dictate who we want to hear? Maybe I want to hear about the fighter who beats his kids. You don't know, Gary. I'm watching a fight not for you, dude. You're not the lead star of the show. So quit talking over people when they're asking Jeff Neal the question. And you actually got him into a shitload of trouble, but I think they called like Child Protective Services, or people did that knew him, and it just started like a whole bunch of shit that you didn't even need to start. And you took your wife's husband's last name, and your son did, and you did that because you don't want your kids having two separate last names? I don't understand that. I'm not even gonna try to. That sounds like some cuckold shit, to be honest. I don't want nothing to do with that crazy shit. You're definitely a cuck if that's true. I don't know. I remember even a rumor that like the ex-husband lived in your house. I refuse to believe you as a grown man would let that happen, Ian, but it might be true. I've heard worse from probably far better. How do I think it goes down? I think, let's not forget that, MVP, great fighter, followed him for years. All those 22 fights are entertaining that he's ever done. He has that quick point, karate style. He like darts in, blitzes, and hits you quick, then bounces out. A lot like Steven Wonderboy Thompson. It's very similar, almost identical styles. Hence why everyone said it would be probably a boring fight to match those two up, and they both agreed to it. They both agreed to the fact that it'd be real boring watching two like point fighter style guys fight against each other. But he's vicious. He's the real notorious one. Get this Connor fucking fuckboy out of here. MVP does some damage. I'm really hoping he's gonna wipe that smug, herpy-ridden smile off of Ian Gary's face. I'm gonna go with like a first or second round knockout MVP. What do you think? Comment below. Give us a like or whatever if you like it. I really appreciate it. Mayra Silva Bueno and Macy Chiasson. I watched both of these guys fight multiple times before. I like seeing women in the UFC, but they really need to work out their personal branding, their character, like who they want to portray themselves as. Like that Mayra doesn't even sound like she wants to be there or know English. Or even try to. I don't know. She's like, I don't know who girl is, against Macy Chiasson, who's been like around a while. She always has that like little mohawk cut and fucking eyes of different colors, blah blah blah. They're both very vicious, very talented lesbians, and they will kick some ass, take some names. They'd both kick my ass. Silva's coming in with 10-3, a 1-0 contest. Macy's coming in 10-3, 0, whatever. You know what I mean. You know, I'm reading off a screen here, stat card screen. And but she's a vicious fighter. She's not afraid of no one. Mara I just seen come into the picture. Like, I'm sure she's been at it a while too, but just being noticed as of lately. I'm gonna take Macy. Mason Chizen, probably decision, or late third round, TKO. I just think it's Odor. Definitely Odor. I hope she pulls it off. But like I said, Mary's no joke. She's been cleaning cocks in there for a minute, so it's not going to be like her first rodeo. We go back here now to the light heavyweight division. You got Anthony Smith, 38-19-0, versus, finally, after how many replacements we mentioned at the start, Roman Dolidze, 12-3-0. Big guy. I think he did like a behind the scenes I watched on YouTube. You can check it out yourself. I'm not gonna post that or steal it or anything. But it seems like a pretty good guy. I'm obviously gonna go here. It's probably gonna be an early submission or just a complete knockout for Anthony Smith. 38-19. This guy has been in this a while, doing his thing, kicking ass, taking names. He's lethal on the feet. He's lethal on the ground. Don't take no shit. Still waiting for him to do that whole thing with Pereira, where Pereira gives him his back and he could choke him out like in that 5 minutes. Which, comment below, do you think Anthony Smith could do that? It was for 50 grand. That Pierre gives Anthony Smith his back, and he says Anthony Smith wouldn't be able to choke him out. And I'm pretty sure Anthony Smith is a black belt jiu-jitsu grappler. I wouldn't really want to mess with that. So, in that part, light heavyweight, I'm going to take Anthony Smith. Like I said, submission or early knockout. Comment with your thoughts on that fight. I'd like to hear it. What do you think is going to happen? Next up, lightweight. I was really looking forward to this fight. But they moved it up to 155. It was like, what, 145, right? Yeah, they changed it at the last minute because Ortega wasn't going to be able to make weight. And if Diego, it's Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez. Brian Ortega was 16-3-0, won no contest. Diego Lopez, 24-6-0. I like both these guys. But that fight wasn't going to happen unless they moved it an entire weight class up, which is crazy. I'm sure the UFC will make that up to Diego Lopez. He's a rising star in that division. And he cracks me up because he has that emo haircut. It's like a cross between like a mullet and like an emo cut, so it's like a super emotional mullet, I guess. It's hilarious. And Brian T. City Ortega, we all seen him over the years, and let's not lie, this dude's a badass. He's been kicking ass. He's been choking and poking dudes for a while. Nasty ground game. That's what it's called. T City, Triangle City Ortega. Him and Volkanovski's fight was incredible. One of my favorite fighters to watch because he'll stand or he'll go down and he's not afraid. I just don't know what got into that fat dude's head that he couldn't make the weight. Little fatty? Come on, he only had to come down. Like, come on. Poor Diego's like been climbing from the bottom ranks up just to be noticed in this sport, and it's really hard because you got to make a name for yourself. You got to brand yourself properly. You got to hope people like you. You got to hope you don't get your ass kicked every time you step in there and they lock the damn door. That's a lot of pressure to be under. And then like your team relies on you for a paycheck. You gotta win. You gotta break them off some fucking bird feed so they can keep on going, and you gotta keep on going. Meanwhile, they keep throwing you in the fight pit, and you don't know what the hell's going on. Then they say, "Oh, the dude you're supposed to fight is too fat. You gotta fight heavier." Which they dehydrate a lot to make weight, and they swell back up in the next 2 days of the fight. So maybe Diego didn't have to cut up that much weight, which may be beneficial. But like I said previously, I'm sure the UFC made it up to him for that weight discrepancy with Ortega, because then there would have been no fight whatsoever. And none of us want that. We want to see the fight. We definitely want to see the fight. And finally, I'll take. And that one, I want Ortega to win, because I just like him. But no, wait. I want Diego Lopez to win because I love the Super Malt cut. Hope it goes forever. Hope I can get a Super Malt poster signed by him. And all that, he's just funny looking, he's goofy, and he's all smiles. I love his fucking sparkling personality, as you would say. Brian Ortega, I think is the more likely to win. But I didn't realize how many more fights Diego Lopez had under him than Ortega. I was going to call Ortega to win that. By a submission of some sort, even though they're both pretty sophisticated on the ground. You know what? I'm going to switch it up. I'm switching it up. I am switching it up, dude. I think Diego Lopez might KO Brian Ortega. It'll be early or late. I mean, obviously, but I'm not going to call around on that one. But yeah, I think, wow, 24 wins compared to Ortega's 16. And we just started hearing about Lopez in the last year or two. That's kind of amazing. Have you guys followed his career at all? Like, has he always had that Super Bowl emo cut and shit? That's weird. Is that a new thing? That's weird. I don't know, but I like it. So, and Ortega said he was going to donate $100K of his money to a church. And if you ask me, the last thing churches need is more people donate to them. Take your freaking cult magic elsewhere. Jerry don't like it. Which brings us to the light heavyweight. The main bout of the night, the main event. Alex Pereira, 10-2-0 versus Yuri Prochazka, 34-1. I didn't realize Prochazka had so many wins under his belt as well. If you guys watched the press conference, that shit was hilarious. Yuri was accusing Peloton of using magic, using like black magic to help him win fights and shit. Because of that whole Brazilian tribe dance and shit Peloton does like before his entrance usually. And like Yuri actually like believes in that magic and stuff. And by the way, he's Chechnyan. He don't look Chechen. It's like he's one of those Viking Icelanders. He has that little weird crop top thing that comes up top of his head. Very big man, very, very strong man. I'm sure they swell up to 230 before, by the time they fight. They weigh, 205, some shit like that for light heavyweight. The current champion is Pereira, obviously Peloton. This would be the second time they fought. And honestly, the first time they fought wasn't that bad. I mean, I think the ref could have let it go a little bit longer. I didn't think he was getting dominated. He did eat he ate a nice combo. Put his ass out. Like, not out, but down. But it's one of those things that it could have been delayed. We could have had maybe another round out of it, or I forget what round it was even stopped in, actually. So I might be talking out my ass here. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. But it was very, very close. And from the moment of that loss, Jerry went back to his little hut. He after every fight, he goes back to his hut and stays in there for 3 days and shit, meditates and starts training right away. Pierre has been running around doing a European tour. I think he was in Australia for a week or two. I'm not sure. Someone could verify that below. Comment. Let me know what's up with that. And so he's off. I think it's 2 weeks notice. 2 weeks. That's not a lot of time, guys. And it's to save the event because remember, as I said, fucking McNasty leg over there, Stank Leg McGregor pulled out of this, which I think we all knew was going to happen. And who comes to the rescue? Pereira, again. And he has to put his belt up on the line. He's risking it all. But at least he's making it. I think they made this card a lot better than I originally would have been. I honestly didn't want to see McGregor fight. Like I said, I think his career is coming to an end. Not because he lacks the skill, but I think he lacks the want. you know, it's just how shit goes sometimes with people. What do I think is going to happen? This was so hard, because if there ever were a time for Yuri to win, it would be now. I'm saying, like, the last time it was close, you know, but like I said, Pierre's been out, like, cruising in Australia, doing a lot of press, a lot of media shit. Yuri's been practically, like, training since his last fight. He's always in the zone. They call him, what, the Chechen Samurai? Or whatever. Cool name, by the way. Give you mad props for that. But yeah, I mean, it's a close one. But I learned not to doubt him before, so I'm not going down now. I think Poatan retains the title. Yuri likes to fight with his arms down so much. I just see Poatan catching him with that fucking nuclear left. The real nuclear left, not Connor's bullshit, but the real one. I just see him laying him out. Honestly. Yeah. I think Poatan keeps the belt. Gets his win. Goes home. A little bit richer. A little happier. Maybe a little bit more beat up. And Yuri's gonna go back to the pool, and because they have, what, Jamal Hill and that, like a Madoff guy that lies in the waiting. I don't know. Do any of us know? Oh well. Hey, those are my picks. I'm Crypto Creep from Agents of Calamity. Thanks for watching. Comment below if you have any opinions, or tell me who you got. If you got time, please click the like button. It really helps us with the algorithm, because no one clicks it. Because I guess no one likes it. I don't know. I'm trying here. If I know what you like, I'll try harder. But those are my picks for UFC 303. This is Agents of Calamity, Crypto Creep, and I'm out of here. Love you guys. Peace.